Oh, don't worry, son. I'll get you there in time. Big show tonight, eh?
Yeah.
Aye, I'd be nervous too in your shoes. What? I've seen all the comedians down at our club, and in my opinion, they're all crap. Pardon me for saying so.
I don't know, there's some funny people about.
Oh, and under what stone are they hiding? I've seen all these smarty pants, excuse my politics, comedians. They're all shite, if you'll pardon my Francaise. I've had more laughs at a road accident. You know me, I like the old-fashioned stuff, you know? Bit of slapstick, custard pie in the face, well-rehearsed cruelty. That's real comedy for you. You know, people used to die laughing at that stuff. The biggest single cause of death amongst adults used to be laughing. Did you know that? But the point is, when did you last make somebody die laughing? Eh? Embarrassing silence. See a lot of funny things in this job, though. What? Some of the things that happen in cabs are so funny, you could put them straight into your show. Probably a lot funnier than what you're doing now, by the way, if you don't mind me saying so.
Really?
Let me give you for instance. The guy sitting in the cab, exactly the same place you're sitting there. And I was chatting the way I do. He's not saying anything. So I thought, well, please yourself, you unsociable bastard. But I continued the small talk because I, at least, am polite, right? So we get to where we're going and open the door. He fell out. He was dead! He had a heart attack and died in the back of my cab. I'd been talking to him all this time, and he was dead! Laugh, I nearly shat myself. Oh. Let me give you some advice, son. You may well know this, since you're in the business. The secret of all comedy is the punchline. Never forget that, the punchline. Forget the punchline and you're going to look a right dickhead.
There you go. Keep the change.
Great. Remember? Punchline, that's the name of the game. Punchline. Now that is real comedy. Stupid bastard, why didn't you watch where you're going? You're blind or something. You're not supposed to drive a cab if you're blind.
Rambling guy, I'm a neat guy. Rambling guy. Hi, well, welcome to Steve's Comedy Bar. Many people come to me and they say, Steve, how can you be so fucking funny? Well, let me tell you, it takes a lifetime of practice. I'm talking about, of course, the lifetime of a small asthmatic chipmunk. Okay. Sorry, I went to the Bahamas for a second. You know, catchphrases are cool. I've had many catchphrases in my career. I started off with, excuse me! That was a good one. Then I sort of graduated on from that. I ceased using words altogether and went straight to noises like, and that worked for me. Okay, got a catchphrase for you. This will help you out in your international career. How about hello? Hello? No, not hello. Because I don't think people in Wyoming are going to dig that kind of black country accent kind of thing. You know, the kind of, I'm going down the road to Birmingham now. I don't think people are going to dig that. Stick to the standard English pronunciation. Okay, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Steve, what is the secret of comedy? Well, the secret of comedy, of course, is knowing when to disappear.
Hey, man. Hey, Jack. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Richard Pryor, giving your big Dudley ass some advice. You want to know what comedy is, man? Comedy is pain, man. Somebody's in pain, audiences laugh their asses off at that shit. You remember when I was messing around with drugs and burned my ass up? I set my ass on fire. It hurt too. too, man. I tell you what, I got 20 minutes of material out of that pain, man. It was funny too. See, I've had emotional pain too, man, because I got married 3-4 times. And Oscar Wilde was a crazy English dude. You probably heard of him. Oscar Wilde said, to be married once is a mistake. To be married twice is unlucky. To be married 3-4 times, you either a comedian looking for some material or a crazy amount of money. So my advice is to just, I don't know, suffer a little bit and maybe, you know, your shit will get funnier.
Hey, Len, you want to do some comedy? You got to wear tight leather pants like this, man. You got to wear them right up in your butt cheeks like this, real tight, right up here in the crack of your butt cheeks like this. All right, tight as a drum, Len, all right? Then you got to go on stage and grab your dick just like that, all right? Just be grabbing your dick like that. Then you got to say some shit like, get the fuck out of here, like that. See, that always works for me. Get the fuck out of here, like that, right? Then you got to get a cute laugh like, people love that shit when I do it, man. They really love it. So, tight leather pants, in your butt. You watching this, Len? Tight. Right up in the butt cheeks, Len, all right? Then you gotta grab your dick and get the fuck out of here. Always works for me, man. Right on. Hey, Len, don't forget your dick, man. That's important. The dick is important.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lenny Henry!
I thought I'd tell you some jokes. Are you ready? I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. I feel like busting loose with some bad jokes. I feel like busting loose with some bad. Listen. A man walked into a butcher's shop. He said, "A pound of bacon, please." The butcher said, "Lean back." He said, "A pound of bacon, please." I said, "Bad jokes." I said, "Bad jokes." I said, "Bad jokes." Talk about bad jokes. A man was in a hospital bed. Ooh, good God. The doctor said, "I've got some good news and some bad news." The man said, "Oh, what's the bad news?" And the doc said, "We've had to amputate both your legs." He said, "Ooh, good God. What's the good news?" And the doc said, "The man in the next bed wants to buy your slippers." Can you sing it? I said bad jokes. I said bad jokes. Talk about bad jokes. I said bad jokes. A man walked into a bar. He had a talking dog. He said, "This is Butch, the talking dog. He can do anything that you want." The barman said, "Oh yeah?" And he gave Butch £5 and he said, "Bring me back a paper and don't forget the change." And Butch said, "Alright," cause he was a talking dog, and he went out the door. 6 hours later, Butch still hadn't come back, so they sent out a search party. They sent out a search party. They went looking over here. They went looking over there. They looked down the alleyway. Butch was down there with a lady dog, and they were getting it on. Butch was getting it on. They were getting it on. Butch was getting it on. The guy said, "Butch, you've never done this before." Butch said, "Ha! I never had the money before." I said bad jokes. Said bad jokes. I'm talking about bad jokes. Said bad jokes. Break it down. There comes a time in a comedian's set when he has to cut out the one-liners and get straight to the shaggy dog stories, just like this one, this one. A man walked into a barber shop. He said, "I want you to cut my hair just like Michael Jackson." The Then he fell asleep in the chair. Hey, 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 hey. When he woke up, he was completely bald. He said, Mama, Mama, Michael Jackson doesn't look like this. And the Bible said he would if he came here. Last time, sing it. I said bad jokes. I said bad jokes. Talk about bad jokes. I'm talking about bad jokes. Yeah. Thank you.
I love the way black people do that. Go on, Lenny. You see him on the street, they say hello to each other. There's a little one on the back going. I'm gonna talk to some people. Hello, babe.
Hello to everybody in the shitty seats. Next time, buy better tickets. Why can't we see him? Who's that black geezer in the yellow jacket? What's going on? Wow, look at these. Nightmare on Elm Street, the hairstyle. Freddy's back, and this time he's got scissors and cutting gel.
Well, no, yeah, right. Nice to see a black man come out and check out a decent show for your change. Enough black people in the house tonight. Them just a style up the area, alright though. You have on your cardigan and you're just... I tell you what, me I go put on my jumper tonight because Lenny did it. And look at, flat up your head subtle. You lie, I bet that's extensions and thing it just. Why should me grow me hair if I can just sew it on? It's good though, nice to be here. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out to see the show. It's nice to be here. It's great working in a real theatre, you know, because I used to work in the clubs where they throw fruit at you, you know, still in the cans, you're carrying. And they have those fascist bouncers, you know, the ones who, oi, piss off! Oh, sorry then, I thought it was a black geezer. Go on, you're all right. Can't be too careful. Can't let anyone in. No, no, me, Len. Oi, Sam. Oh, get out of it. That's the wife. Been traveling all around the world for my job, you know, and bits and pieces. It's great. I'm just an international Negro now. They see me coming at Heathrow Airport, they go, oh no, international Negro, there you go. And I'm just... I went to Disney World recently. Stayed at the Disney World Hotel, which is a bizarre place. They don't send maids up to clean your room. These brooms come in on their own going... A little guy with a pointy hat and big ears comes in and says, come on you assholes, we've got 2 more floors to go. Sorry, sir. They do this weird thing at the Disney World Hotel where you can have breakfast with all the Disney characters, which is great if you're a little kid, but it's not the thing you want to see really if you're an adult with a hangover. A 6-foot duck. It isn't. The hippies are having acid flashbacks. You do, oh, it's a duck! It's a duck, I tell you, it's a duck! Everything has a song at Disney World. We went to see Shamu, the killer whale. We sat down, this song came on. You're gonna see Shamu. He's a killer whale. He's gonna swim round and round and jump, cause he's a killer whale. He's gonna splash lots of water. He's a killer whale. And his name is Shamu. He's a killer whale. Yeah. If you get mugged in Disney World, the mugger says, hi, I'm a mugger. I'm gonna mug you. Give me all your cash or I'll slash you. Yeah. Bizarre. I went to New York. I love New York. It's different there though. Different, you know, people are different.
Like I go into a shop in this country and people give me that look, you know. I went into a bookshop in New York. The security guy in the corner went, check out the black guy. Check out the black guy. He didn't have a radio, he just did it in his hand like that. Black people just adapt wherever they go, you know? They pick up the accent and everything. I went to Montreal, all the black guys spoke French. Freaked me out. Excuse me, can you show me the way to the toilet, please? Je ne comprends pas. I went, he said, you are English. Give me thank you, badass motherfucker. You go to Glasgow, there's black Glaswegians there. I want to be with an American black when he goes to Glasgow and meet a black Glaswegian because the language barrier is immense. American black dude walking down the street, hey, there's a brother over there, my man, how you doing? He turns around, are you talking to me, pal? I expect you to go meet me. Guy's going, huh? While I was on this tour, I went to Dublin for a week. I love it in Ireland, it's great. Dublin they're so cool in Ireland. It's like a cold Jamaica island, it is. They're like white black people in Ireland, they really are, because nothing is a fuss. Nothing is a hassle. You look up urgent in the Irish dictionary, it says, what's the hurry? There's time for 4 more pints yet. You look up immediately, it says, see urgent. And by the way, mine's a Guinness. But Irish people, the reason I think there's some kind of empathy there is because they went through the same bullshit as black people went through in the 50s, you know? They came to England, they got all the shitty jobs, they were oppressed, they had stupid jokes told about them, they couldn't get accommodation, you know, they saw the same as we did. No blacks, no Irish, no dogs. So if you're a black Irish wolfhound, you had no chance, you know what I mean? They love to party in Dublin. Dublin is a party place. I was walking down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning and I saw this little guy fly out of a doorway horizontally, still with a drink in his hand. He was saying, Jesus, I was going anyway. The thing that annoyed me about Ireland, the only thing was that the only reason I'm famous in Ireland is because of the Alpen advert. That pissed me off no end. Famous for bloody muesli. All these people follow me down the street. Lenny, Lenny, Lenny. Hey, Lenny, give us a bowl of Alpen, you tight kid. But I have a hankering. I want to go to Jamaica soon. Because when I got to Jamaica, everything in Jamaica is just hot and slow. Everybody in Jamaica is just easy. Everything in Jamaica is just relax. A police siren in Jamaica goes, da, da. If there's a serious road accident in Jamaica, the ambulance arrives at the funeral. You know? The guy comes in, but stop, you mean to say I'm dead? And I rush my dinner for this. Gotta suck your teeth. If you're in Jamaica, you must suck your teeth. If something pisses you off, doesn't matter how small or how big, you know, stub it on the bed, blow the bed. Hurricane Gilbert blows your house away with your wife and family. I'm gonna miss them kids. Suck your teeth. I was always jealous of Jamaican boys when I was a little kid, 8, 9 years old, because when the Jamaican boys joined the school, they always seemed to be much tougher than us who were born in England. They really did, you know. Something about Jamaican life hardened them up, you know. They could open bottles of beer with their teeth. You want some? I've been spitting out blood and teeth saying, can you open mine as well? He said, sure man, this is yam and dumpling teeth, not fish and chips teeth. This is sweet potato and okra teeth.
And the Jamaican boys, I don't know what it is, but they're much more physically mature than English-born black boys. They were! We'd be in the playground, 8, 9 years old, giggling, drinking milk. The Jamaican boys in the corner chatting up the biology teacher. You want a drink? So, Mrs. Brown, tell me some more about the esophagus. How much can you get down there without choking? There's a kid over there explaining it to his mother. And last time I was in Jamaica, I went to see my auntie Nina. Went right up to St. Anne's, and my cousin took me to the back garden. He said, I want to show you something. We got out there was the biggest ganja tree I have ever seen in my house. You know, like when your friend says, hey, look, come into the cellar, quick. Look, this is a year, right? They're 7 inches tall. This is wonderful. This is prime gunji. This was a ganja bloody tree. There were low-flying aircraft trapped in the branches at the top. He said, you like me like an herb plant? I said, it's fucking enormous. He said, sure man, if I take me time, it'll last me till the weekend. Easy. Went to Africa last year. Found my roots. If you're black, you have to walk around in Africa like this. It means you're finding your roots. While I was there, I was in Ethiopia for comic relief, and I met these people, and they were really polite people from Wallow, and they were a very polite tribe, you know. They meet each other in the street, and they talk about all the things that are important to you in your life, you know, your welfare and everything, you know. How are you? I am fine. And your wife and family? They are fine. Your house? It is fine. Your crops? They are fine. Your goat? That is fine too. And that's it, because that's all they've got. I think they should come here and we should converse with them like that, because it would make us realize how well off we are, how lucky we are. It would. How are you? I'm fine. And your BMW? That's fine. Your wife's Renault? That's fine too. Your 2 heated towel rails? Fine. Your Gaggia cappuccino maker? That's fine. Next day he's walking around saying, I hope I don't run into that rich bastard from Islington. I'll be here all day. And while I was out there, I met this other guy who was from a tribe called the Bruja tribe. And this tribe have got many traditions, but this is the best one. On the wedding night, before the bridegroom can consummate the marriage, he has to present to the bride his most treasured gift, which by tradition must be the balls of his most hated enemy. And this presents a problem. The tea's made to be a lot easier. What happens if your most hated enemy is 7 feet tall and wrestles bison for a living? What are you going to do? Wait around for him to trap his ghoulies in the car door? You could be there for months. You could always go out into the street and pick on somebody smaller than you. Give me those, shorty. You could always ask your best friend, Neil. Known you for a long time, haven't I, Neil? Yeah. I've done favours for you, you've done favours for me. Yeah. Well, I'm getting married tomorrow. Yeah, I know that. Get to the point. Neil, I want to borrow your conkers for the night. All I've got to do is show it to the missus, you can have them back straight away, down the hospital, stitch, stitch, wallop, you got a trouser full again. What do you say? Neil agrees? So the next night, the honeymoon night, you walk into the bridal suite. You say, my darling. You're back in Africa now, so you change the accent.
darling, I have for you a tribute to your purity. The testicles of my most hated enemy. You hand them to her on a silken cushion. She takes them and weighs them like this and says, "You bloody liar, these are Neil's." My name is Deborah Wilkins. I come from Brixton. I said, how you doing, all right? Yeah, I come from Brixton. For those of you who don't know where that is, it's in South London. Used to be in West London, but the residents objected. How you doing, man? What's going on down there? You got your jumper on, you got your tracksuit bottoms. You can't go out like that, man. Black people are dressed up specially to come out and see this show, guy. A little white guy there with his trainers on. You can't wear trainers. And they always wear them dirty trainers, you know what I mean? Black people wear new trainers, man. Fresh out the box, you know what I mean? That's what they've got to be, right? Your older eaters have given up, man. Your older eaters walked out of them trainers and said, nah, man. I'm not going to deal with that smell and it's my job, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, Brixton's well rough and ready, but it's got respectable recently, you know what I mean? All the yuppies have moved in, the house prices have gone up, so it's got respectable again. They put us back in the A to Z. Used to be just a blank page with a geezer in the middle going like this. I got a new car. Pisses the police off no end, man. 1963 Ford Zodiac, you know what I mean? The car is ready. The car is totally kosher, you know what I mean? We're talking four-sprung door, fat me, look at the chrome on that. That's how wicked my car is, you know what I mean? I used to be well radical, well militant, you know what I mean? But I had to settle down, right? Because my girlfriend Claudette had a baby. And it was really sudden when it came, right? We were lying in bed one night. She said, Delbert, I think the baby's coming earlier. I said, are you sure this kid's mine? I've never been on time for anything in my life, you know what I mean? Anyway, we jumped in the car, right, because it was an emergency. I put all my lights on. 6 halogen spotlights, headlights full beam, extra brake lights, the works. We're going past houses, people are getting up for work, they think dawn's broken, you know what I mean? That's how bright my lights were, guy. Bass, how low can you go? So I'm driving along, right, at miles an hour. I look in the rearview mirror, I see the familiar blue and white flashing lights of the Austin Aggravation. So I pull in because I want to talk to him. It was a policeman, of course. I sussed that out because when he got out, right, he had one of those bright, luminous green flak jackets with police stenciled on the front and the back. I thought, aye, working undercover tonight, are we? He walked over to the car, he put his head through the window, which worried me because it was still wound up at the time. He said, do you realise how fast you're going? I said, you tell me, you're the one trying to keep up. He said, are you the driver of this vehicle? I said, well, it's automatic, but I have to be here. He said, can you identify yourself? I looked in the mirror, I said, that's me. Jokes were just screaming off my tongue, you know what I mean? I said to him, listen, guy, the police are very critical, aren't they? I mean, they never tell you when you're doing anything right, do they? I mean, wouldn't it be nice, right? Wouldn't it be nice if one day we were just driving along, all of a sudden a policeman flagged it down and said, listen, man, the way he took that corner was well hard, you know what I mean? Give you a little badge or something. Little hat with careful driver on it. Some blancmange or something. Instead of just hassle people all the time. Anyway, by now Claudette's sweating, you know what I mean? Because we're getting really near. He looked in, he said, is she having a baby? I said, yeah, but if you keep us hanging around any longer, it'll be out looking for work, you know what I mean? So the Babylon was feeling generous, he waved us down the street, right? So I'm bobbing down the street to the hospital. Suddenly the same policeman flagged us down again. I said, what now? He said, listen, man, the way he took that corner was well hard, you know what I mean? I said, not now, guy. It's an emergency. So we got to the hospital, right? They whisked Claudette in. I had a baby boy. Well, she had a baby boy. They put him straight in an incubator, right? It was the only spare one around. The others had junior doctors in them suffering from exhaustion. And I was well happy, you know.
I was well happy with the boy and everything, but I thought, well, what kind of world am I bringing my child into, you know what I mean? I mean, there's pollution all over the place, there's a huge hole in the ozone layer, there's so much shit in the atmosphere, jet pilots having to stop every 2 miles to clean the windscreen, you know what I mean? I mean, pretty soon there isn't going to be any oxygen left, you know what I mean? Dealers are going to be selling oxygen on the street for £20 a hit. Kids are going to be coming home all bright-eyed and healthy. The parents are going to say, you've been out breathing again, haven't ya? I don't know, some people used to put their kid's name down for a public school. I'm going to put mine down for another planet. I'll check you later. Whoa. Sorry, wrong film, sorry. Just take a little.
I come from Dudley in the West Midlands. The Dudley posse here. Can I have a lift? It's called the Black Country. I think it's called that because so many West Indian people settled there in the 50s. They saw the sign when they came in on the bus, welcome to the Black Country, and said, but stop, the Queen has put aside some land for me already. Unpack the dominoes. Because Dudley's so close to Birmingham, people are always getting the accents mixed up, especially Cockneys. Sort of same, innit? Dudley Birmingham, sort of bleeding same, innit? You're sort of same in cha. Dudley Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Stourbridge, you're sort of bleeding same in cha. But we don't all talk the bloody same, actually. There's a distinct difference. For instance, in Birmingham, they say, all right, I'm going. In Dudley, they say, can I come too? See, different. People react to blackness in different ways. I had a friend called Dave who was a white guy. I went to college with him. And he really wanted to be black! With his whole heart! Dave wanted to be black. All his friends were black. He had a black girlfriend. He knew all the words of the Bob Marley records. We're talking commitment here. We were so different. I'd go around to his house. Dave, you coming out for a game of football? He'd say, well then. My woman just put on a pot of chicken and some rice. I feel like I just want to rest tonight, you know. Easy, Lenny. I'd say, all right, dude. I had a lot of white friends. I didn't mind, they could hang out with me. They'd be out stealing hubcaps otherwise, you know what they're like. Give them a break, I say. And they went to different music to me. You know, James Taylor, Cat Stevens, Dylan, hey, stoned. My ass, we listen to reggae music all day. Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can eat it. Oh, he's a real light. Reggae music used to kill me singing that every morning. For years, I thought he was singing, my ears are alight. My ears are alight. I used to love going out with my friends, you know. I'd rush upstairs to get ready, put on my weird 70s clothes. That's weird clothes in the 70s. Huge baggy trousers. Huger and baggier than these. Waistband up here. Little eye holes cut in the waistband so I can see where I'm going. Stupid stripy tank top. Big square patch pockets placed conveniently just down here. What were those pockets for? Were we supposed to keep money in them? I'll get these. I don't think so somehow. Platforms. I'm 6'4". Why the hell was I wearing platforms? They're being used in the North Sea as oil rigs now. I'd walk in the living room feeling like $1 million and looking like a complete dickhead. My mum used to look at me, Len, where you going? I'm going to the discotheque. Discotheque take off them ugly clothes and go to your bed. No! So I'd wait till she went to bed.
Then I'd sneak out to a pub that served you whatever age you were, it didn't matter. Get up to the bar, I wouldn't know what to order. I'd hear everybody ordering these drinks, you know, mild and bitter, lager top, gin and orange. First drink I ever ordered was a gin and bitter orange top and bottom, please. Tasted horrible. Even with the line of get to my table and I'm really glad my mum never caught me drinking, you know. I'm glad the police never arrested me and took me down to the police station because my mum would have had to come and get me out and that would have been a fate worse than death. She'd walk in. Where is the criminal? You bring shame and tribulation down on my family? You mean to say you is a alcoholic now? You with the 3 stripes, let me a trunch on. You mustn't do it again. You mustn't. Come here. I'll be in the pub just drinking 10 pints. Remember it used to be really important to drink 10 pints? I had 10 pints last night. You never fall over in the pub, do you? You never bump into people or slur your words in the pub, do you? It's always when you get outside. It's like inside there's some kind of communal atmosphere holding everybody up, you know. You get outside, what pisses a rat? It's like the oxygen mixes with the alcohol in your blood. Suddenly everything turns into a fairground attraction. You're looking at your friends, it's like being in the Hall of Mirrors, they're all going... I used to go clubbing all the time. Stand on the edge of the dance floor. Not quite dancing, not quite standing still either, you know. I was a black guy in the gang, I had no rhythm whatsoever. I was like those white guys at the Prince concert trying to clap in time on the beat, you know. Then there's a half beat and they get lost, you know. It would get to be near midnight and I think, well, I might be in with a chance of a kiss here, you know. Tongues. So I'd rush to the toilet and check my breath. Remember how I used to do that? Then you realise your breath was okay, but your hands stank, you know. Back in the dance, I've seen the girl I want to dance with. I've been watching her all night. I've been giving her my cool looks, you know. I think she fancies me. She checks me out. I don't know, does this count? Get all my courage together. I'm gonna walk across the dance floor, ask her to dance. The broken glass cuts into the soles of my Dr. Martens. The air gushes out. By the time I get to her, I'm a foot shorter. I feel like a munchkin. She says, what do you want? I say, follow the Arabic road. Onto the dance floor we must go, follow the Arabic road. Everybody's dancing by now. And people don't dance properly, do they? Previous generations came up with brilliant dances like the waltz, the paso doble, whatever that is, the foxtrot, same as the waltz. What does our generation come up with? What brilliant piece of choreography are we going to leave for posterity? I'll tell you what, the walk around slowly holding on to someone till the music stops dance. So we get in the center of the dance floor, right? We start the walk around slowly dance. I'm Not in Love by 10cc comes on. Think about I'm Not in Love. Nobody knew what the second line was, so we're all singing along. I'm not in love. So do me, so day in the morning, you mean to me. The record finishes, she walks away. I, however, cannot walk away. something has happened in the trouser area. I could pole vault back to my seat. I could think about Andrew Lloyd Webber, wait till it dies down. I could wait till it gets big enough so I could pretend it's somebody else I'm dancing with. Some hope. I did get lucky once though. One time I was at a party at my friend's house. I was dancing with this girl called Joanne. We were doing the walk around slowly dance. I'm not in love. It's a lonely night. Every time I got into my friend's eye line, they'd be looking at me going, I got the message. We went upstairs, found a vacant bedroom. She lay gently on top of the coats. By the way, if you're going to a party, whatever you do, don't put your coat on top, all right? Especially if it's suede, just don't. She lay there expectantly on top of the coat. This was my big moment. I knew exactly what to do. I rushed into the corner and went. I kept this up for 2 hours. She fell asleep when I carried on, it was great. Because I was the only black guy in the gang, there used to be prejudice going around. I'd go up and ask a white girl to dance, she'd say, no. I'd say, why don't you want to dance with me? It's because I'm black. No, it's because you're an ugly bastard. I did go out with some white girls. Trouble is, they never wanted me to meet their parents. I knew this was true because they always told me their parents were dead. I said, that's funny, your parents are dead as well. Must be an epidemic. That's the 8th one in a row. Then we'd be downtown on a Saturday, we'd see our mum and dad come out of a shop and she'd go, they got better. I went out with this one girl called Diane, she was nice, white girl. She took me back to meet her parents. All the way there she kept reassuring me, look, don't worry, I've told my dad you're black, and he said he doesn't mind, in fact he can't wait to meet you. But I knew he wasn't too keen. Little hints were left lying around, like the barbed wire on the front gate. There was no light on the porch, just a burning cross on the front lawn. We walked up the front path, a searchlight hit us. A voice came over a megaphone. Diane, run towards the house and don't look back. You, the black guy, stay where you are. I never knew how to finish with girls, you know. I didn't know how to end a relationship. I was really bad at it. But I came up with one line that sort of got me out of every single relationship. And here it is, it's a tip for you. I've got to say, look, Lisa, my time on your planet has come to an end. I have to go back to Alpha Centauri. I hope your earthling period comes soon. Don't worry, 16 weeks late is nothing on my planet.
Good evening. My name is Fred Dredd.
Fighting, shooting, burning, looting, blood and fire and death. I have observed political corruption and seen environmental destruction. The ozone in the air is reducing. We're drowning in the trash that we're producing. Pretty damn soon there'll be no more room. We'll have to move to the moon. Responsibility for this condition must rest with every single politician. He is a lie waiting to be spoken. She is a promise that will soon be broken. They don't do what they should, say they can't when they could. They're no bloody good. Meanwhile, the world is turning, churning, cracking and burning. Mankind is getting lessons that is just not learning. Now Reagan has at last gone to seed, replaced by a Bush who is a weed. And Gorbachev is seen to be a hero, while Gaddafi scores less than 0. And Thatcher still keeps at the top of the heap, surrounded by sheep. Let me remind you about the foundation of the white South African nation. They found gold at the end of the rainbow and dug it using black men from Soweto. But we can't take no more, we're leaving up the score. I'm glad I'm not a bore. Skank it. Pay attention at the back. Keep moving. A moving target is not so easy to hit. Yeah. Lion, lion. Meanwhile, the world is turning, churning, cracking and burning. But all people talk about is how much they're earning. The freedom train to salvation is now waiting patiently at the station. It will take anyone who is surviving, and Nelson Mandela will be driving. Don't need a pass, equality at last, it's all first class. Meanwhile, the world is turning, churning, cracking and burning. Buy your ticket to oblivion and you won't be returning. We gone clear, no place for us here, just hatred and fear, so we gone. Lion! Yes, I'm back, y'all. Oh, dear.
Cat flaps. Cat flaps. What is the sense in cat flaps? Whose idea was cat flaps? Why should cats have all the flaps? I don't have a man flap. A little spider doesn't have a little spider flap. So how come cats have the monopoly on flaps? I hate the way they come into your house through the cat flap, looking at you, rubbing it in as if to say, ha ha. Where's your flap then? Ha ha. You are flapless. Take your cat, hand your flap, and bugger off. I do care about animals, especially the ones that get experimented on. I don't see why you should cut a rabbit open just to find out how compact disc works, you know. They sent a monkey up into space, for God's sake. What did they expect her to say when it came back? Well, she checks out fine on takeoff. She pulls a bit to the left on re-entry, and we ran out of bananas on the third day. In laboratories all over England, there's thousands of mice wearing eyeshadow and mascara. They're not even going out. At least have the courtesy to take it to Stringfellows for the night. They never try these things out on big animals, do they? I mean, you never see two scientists holding a lion down while another one sprays perfume in its eyes. Imagine the guy going, oh, bugger it, get the rabbit. We make fur coats out of them, for God's sake. I think if you want to wear a fur coat, you should be made to go out into the jungle and fight the animal for it barehanded. That'd even things up a bit, wouldn't it, eh? Imagine the leopard sitting in the cleaving saying, yeah, bitch, try and take it off my back now. I bite your bum off. Simba, darling, the ketchup. But I think when all animals die, they go to heaven, animal heaven. And it's going to be great because they're going to get divine revenge. Animal heaven, imagine what it's going to be like. Big hedgehogs walking around carrying sledgehammers, smashing Volvos. Saying, let's see your crumple zone deal with that, you bastard! Important animals walking around wearing long velvet cloaks with bits of the royal family stapled around the bottom. On Sunday nights on Animal TV, a cow will put its hoof right up a vet's bottom. Let's see how you deal with that, Christopher Timothy. Outside there's a baby seal sitting on a rock. A hunter sneaks up behind it. He's just about to club the seal to death. The seal turns around. He's got a gun. Go ahead, asshole. Make my day. And in the forest there's a glorious sight. Foxes on horseback chasing after fat businessmen through muddy ditches saying, yeah, tally ho now, you bastard. Tell us some things about men and women. Women have to put up with a great deal from men, and I'll tell you why. Guys are going, oh no, Lynn, please don't. Don't get into this shit, please don't. They do, because silly things like guys make weird noises during the night. I know, I've heard a tape. We have to make those noises to keep the dinosaurs away from the cave. Don't you understand? When we were cavemen, we made those noises so the dinosaurs wouldn't come in and kill us. That's why... Dinosaurs outside. Jesus, I'm not going in there. Sounds like there's a bunch of them. Hurry up, man, let's get extinct. And we're supposed to be brave too because of the media. Media pumps out all these images, you know, like Rambo and Indiana Jones, James Bond. So guys are supposed to be brave. That's why women play games with you in the middle of the night. They say things like, go downstairs and see if that noise is a swamp thing with a chainsaw. And bring back some milk. See, women are good at giving out signals, but guys aren't very good at receiving them. A woman gives out a signal and this guy's like, How many times have you been at a party and your wife or your girlfriend's been the other side of the room and she'll go, that means go upstairs, get my handbag, make sure you get my handbag and not Gloria's because we've got the same kind of handbag. Get my coat as well and I'll meet you outside in the car because this guy's a pain in the arse and he's got bad breath. We go. That's why you get told off on the way home. Didn't you see me signaling to you? Well, I thought you were dancing, you know. Women have a really innocent way of asking you something that means the exact opposite. But they'll come into a room. Oh, so you're going to wear that shirt, are you? We go, yeah, I'm going to wear the shirt. She means get rid of the shirt. She hates the shirt, burn the bloody shirt. And then you have to deal with the long silences. I hate the long silences. Women are so good at it. There must be an Olympic medal or something because women are just brilliant at the long silence, you know. It's like... This goes on till midnight. But you're not going to say anything, so you're getting ready for bed. You're not even looking at her. You've decided tonight you're going to wear your pajamas. You want to prove to her that you don't want anything from her, not sex, not anything. You haven't worn your pajamas for ages, you put them on backwards. Big gaping hole in the backside. You hobble into bed trying to pretend like you meant to do it, you know. You get into bed, you try and put as much space between you and her as possible. You're balancing on this much mattress. It takes Russian gymnasts years to attain that standard of balance. You're lying there thinking, well, she's gonna crack first. She needs me. She'll crack first, she'll start to cry, she'll come, she'll cuddle me, and we'll be happy together and I'll have won. She doesn't even touch you, she's falling asleep. So you think, I know. I'll pretend to be asleep, but I'll make some noise and I'll wake her up. But she's still asleep and now she's got a smile on her face. Who's she dreaming about? So you think, I know. I'll lie really, 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 really still and pretend to be dead. Then she'll wake up, she'll panic, she'll shake me, she'll realize I'm alive, and she'll give me a big hug, and I'll have won. So you're lying there, motionless. Cramp sets in. She's got all the duvet, but you're not going to take it back because you want to prove to her that you can survive without her warmth. Okay, frostbite set in. The breeze is whistling through the hole in the back of the pajamas. Feels like you've been lying like this for hours. You look at the clock, it's been 10 minutes. You think, bugger it, you go downstairs, you lie on the sofa. Your neck's like this. Breeze is still whistling a tune. You're going through the argument in your head. If only I'd said that, I would have won. Should have said that, I would have won. 8 o'clock in the morning, you're sitting there in the kitchen waiting for her to come in. Your neck's crick. Backside's frozen solid into a block of ice. But it's okay, because you've gone through every piece of the argument and you've come up with the one devastating point that's going to win the argument for good, and that's it, and you'll have won. She walks in looking refreshed and radiant. You look at her full of dignity and pride. You're just about to slam down the killer line. She says, oh, by the way, you were right last night. And next time you're pretending to be dead, try not to scratch your bollocks every 30 seconds. More black people on British television, that's what I say. There's got to be more. Me, Trevor McDonald, Gary Wilmot, the whole cast of Desmonds, and the black guy in the Budweiser advert who says, serious, it's not enough. There needs to be more. In America, they got a black judge in Hill Street Blues. Imagine that in this country. Your Honor, I'm sorry, Nigel, can we cut? Nigel, there appears to be a black man in the judge's costume. Well, it's wrong, isn't it? I mean, surely he should be in the dock. Wasn't always that advanced on American television. A few years ago, the best black job in American TV was Mark, the guy who pushed Ironside around. Remember him? So there's going to be new, exciting black programs. Black people are going to be all over the networks. The news, well, it's good night from me and easy from me. The weather, look, it's pissing down outside, all right? Just open a bottle of Guinness, you're not going anywhere. Children's TV, you bloody children, go to your bed. I want to watch the cricket. The best one's going to be Crime Watch. Has anybody seen this policeman? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jeff Beck, give it up. Good evening to you. My name is Low Down Finger Licking Dirty Hound Dog Smith. I'm a blues singer. I've been singing the blues for 60 years. That's a mighty long time. Especially when you want to go to the toilet. I was born with the blues. I was an unlucky child. I was abandoned on a doorstep by my foster parents. I used to live in the deep south, but I did not like it there. Black folks got the blame for everything. Woman lost her purse, black folks got the blame.
Somebody robbed the bank, black folks got the blame. I was put in the Alabama State Penitentiary for 20 years. When the Titanic sank, there was a lot of segregation in the South. Mostly white folks trying to segregate my head from my shoulders. And the sheriff in my town said he never hit a black man in anger. It was pure pleasure for him. A guy came up to me yesterday, he said, "What is the blues?" So I nailed his nuts to a tree. I said, "Does that hurt?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Multiply that pain by a lifetime and you nearly got the blues." That's the last time a policeman asked me a stupid question like that. You know, my whole life is the blues. Let me tell you about it. Woke up one morning, lying face down on the floor. I saw my woman in bed making love to the ugly guy from next door. I said, "Baby, sweet darling, what are we gonna do?" She said, "Get your skinny ass downstairs, make black coffee for two." He said, "Make mine decaffeinated." I got the adultery blues. That's when I decided to go to my car, get my shotgun, and shoot that sucker. I got into the elevator, shot 15 floors down. That's when I realized we don't have no elevator. When my ass smashed into the ground, stuck it out into the street, cursing my bad luck. Oh, luck. Bent down to pick up a rabbit's foot, got knocked down by a truck. 2 radiators and some wheels parked up my ass, y'all. I got the intensive care blues, so I took him to court. Well, the judge, he said, "Boy, you could spend some time. Obstructing a motor vehicle is a very serious crime." I said, "I put my trust in the jury. 12 true men and good." Then the jury walked in, a dozen guys, white hoods. Wasn't even Halloween. I got the I'm in deep shit blues. I got sent to jail. I got 5 years in jail for jaywalking, bread and water and all that jazz. But I tunneled out of San Quentin, but the tunnel came out in Alcatraz. That's another jail. So if you feel your woman has done you wrong, and your love has gone colder, the moral to the story is, just make the goddamn coffee when you're told. And make mine with 2 sugars, y'all. That's the coffee blues. Woo, woo, yeah. Woo, woo, yeah. I got the blues. I got the blues. Lord Almighty, I got the blues.
start like. Here's a little song I wrote. I want to hear it note for note. Don't worry. Doctor says you've got 3 months to live. Don't worry. Landlord hacks off both your legs. Don't worry. Burglar steals everything in the house, don't worry. There's a cheery song, I love that song, it's great. Whatever's going on, it just cheers you up. I went to Wembley Stadium to see Michael Jackson last year. I sat right on the side at the back. Paid £20 to see a matchstick go, I'm bad, hip! Could have been anybody up there. Looked like the little guy from Different Strokes, you know. I liked it when he was younger. And the two of us need to look no more. Ooh, we both found what we were looking for. Yep, with a come my own. I'll never get alone. And you my woo, see. Cut it there. Michael, can we talk for a second? Michael, the song is about a 9-year-old kid and his pet rat. You keep grabbing your dick. Now, what the hell's going on? I just thought it'd be something I could do. Well, don't, all right? There's a lot of kids, mums and dads, grannies and grandpas who really love what you're doing, Michael. Just leave the dick out, all right? What, leave the dick out? No, I don't. Just leave it alone. If you play with it, it'll drop off, Michael, all right? Couldn't I just touch it occasionally? No! I'm sorry. It's okay. Can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. Do you think I'm too dark? Okay, Nobody's wild anymore, because everybody's got a political conscience. The Stones, I suppose, were the last wild boys. Rolling Stones, but now, you know, Mick Jagger's had a little girl and she got kicked out of college recently for doing marijuana. And what's he gonna say to her? What kind of a father's Jagger gonna be? What possible advice or guidance can he give to his child? Jade? I'm really disappointed in you, Jade. When I was your age, I've been kicked out of free schools. Now roll me a joint and get upstairs. And turn that bloody music up. I always wanted Beatle hair, for some reason. I used to walk around the house going, za-da-zan, za-da-zan, zan-zan. My mum used to look at me and say, don't even think about it, all right? Because it's not going to happen. Elvis was the king. I used to love Elvis. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's making comebacks. The Hollies. See the Hollies on top of the pops? The road is long. The whole band looked great, except for the lead singer who looked like he'd just been dug up, you know. Check his dressing room, I bet there's a coffin in there. It's my pleasure. Barry White made a big comeback last year. Well, Barry White just come and just lashed on a tune and gone. What a voice. What a voice. You know, girl. Barry White's voice is so deep, all the animals at the bottom of the ocean know what he's singing about. That's Barry White, that is. Listen to that, he's a bloody genius. Those bloody lyrics, he's wonderful. I think he's brilliant and I'm a fish. How is Barry White this big sex symbol? He's so fat! His belly starts up here and goes all the way. Must be like shagging an ink blotter, you know. The poor woman's underneath going, ah! Barry's going, oh, that means get me a crane, I can't get up. I was on Mandela Day last year. I had to go on at Wembley Stadium in front of 72,000 people with millions of people watching all around the world, basically to celebrate Nelson Mandela's birthday and to stuff it up the apartheid regime. It was brilliant. It was great. Don't worry, I think all the South African people who condone apartheid are going to get paid back when they go to heaven. The pearly gates are going to open and God's going to say, my friends, come in! Come this way, I have a special person who wants to look after you. Archangel Biko, this way! I was on Mandela Day, I had to follow Sting. It's weird being a comedian and following rock and roll people. Because I was on after Sting, you know. Sting has given up consonants for Lent. The reason he sings like that is because his fringe is down here now. He doesn't know he's on stage. He thinks he's still in the shower. Bizarre day, though. I had to go on after him and go, these two guys walk into a bar. It's no good. You've got to come on and be excited in front of a stadium rock crowd. You know, I wanted to do something like, you know, don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. Just need your body, baby, to dusk till dawn. You don't have to watch Dynasty or have an attitude. Just leave it all up to me. Our love will see us through. Yeah, don't have to be rich to be my girl. Don't have to be poor to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign. I don't bother with. I just want your extra time and your kiss. What a palaver. Evening. My name is Deacos. I come from Jamaica. Jamaica is a very relaxed place. Everything is soon come. No worries, no rush. My mother was pregnant with me for 3 years. I was one of twins. The other one couldn't be bothered to come out. Still up there. Got the shop. Childhood. Then one day my father come up to me, he said, Deacos, because he knew me, you know. Deacos, you finally reached manhood. Your hormones are dropped. It's time for you to take your first real drink. And he handed me this big bottle of brandy. Well, I didn't know any better. I just drink the whole thing straight down. I was 14 when I drank that brandy. When I woke up, I was 21. And I was eligible for the British Army. They call it the Army because if you're not careful, you can come to some serious bloody army. And then the war started. I wasn't expecting that. Felt like Hitler was waiting for me, you know. Where the hell is Dekos? Ah, there he is. Come on, we can start now. Schnell. They posted me to England. You know, second class, so I was late, you know. Sent me all the way down to Somerset, where the cider apples grow. I got a brand new combine harvester. I like them too, you know. There was a lot of black soldiers down there in Somerset, West Indians and Americans, you know, and a lot of segregation as well. They used to have a pub for the white soldiers called the King and Queen, and a pub for the black soldiers called the pub for the black soldiers. Over. That mean it finished. I went back to Jamaica in a boat. And that's when I met my wife Claudine. Why, she was pretty. I fell deeply in love with Claudine, you know. I fell so deeply I broke my neck. I tried everything to get her attention as well. To court her, you know. I sent her flowers, wrote her poetry, tried to make her jealous, went out with another girl, gave her 3 kids. That worked. We come all the way back to England. I got a job in the Ford factory making Ford cars. We made the Ford Escort, the Ford Anglia, and the Ford Cortina. It was a dangerous place to work. All day long we were breathing in asbestos. Breathing it right down. Asbestos, all the way down. Asbestos, asbestos, asbestos. Nasty stuff. The only advantage is now I can drink boiling hot water from the kettle and not feel a thing. You never know, it might come in handy one day. Then, one day after 15 years of marriage, Claudine decided to leave. I said, Claudine, why are you leaving me after 15 years? She said, because I never thought of it before. I said, Claudine, what is the reason? There must be a reason. Is it another man? She said, no, Deacons. You're lazy, inconsiderate. I'm leaving you because of you. I said, fair enough. Can I come? But that was a long time ago. I was a young man then. Young man. Young man. I'm a whole man now. I know I'm getting old because all my friends are dying off. Seems to be all the rage. But not with me. I've never been one to follow fashion. I want to be buried when I die. I don't want to be cremated. Probably wouldn't burn anyway, all the asbestos in my body. Be in the furnace for weeks. All my friends coming into the chapel, Deacons burn yet? No. Boy, we could have done with him during the coal strike. I've been thinking a lot about death, you know. Wondering when it's going to come, what it's going to be like. One day I'll be pattering round the house. Suddenly there'll be a knock at the door. I'll open it. Death will be standing there. This big skeleton wrapped in a dark cloak, carrying a scythe. I said, you could have cut the grass on your way up the path.
his cold breath hanging on the air even though it's a warm summer's day. I said, that's a good trick. And by the way, you know, you look like the lead singer from the Hollies. He says, Deacos, it is your time. I said, well, come in first, man. Come in and rest your bones. Rest your bones. Because somebody told me you could laugh in the face of death, you know. Because you could always ask death questions you've always wanted to ask death. Like, is death your first or your last name? Come on, is it Winston Death or what? And then death says, enough. And he holds up a enormous head timer. He says, Deacos, the sands of your time have just run out. I said, that was a long 4 minutes. I wouldn't like to eat one of your boiled eggs. He says, Deacos, come with me. I said, because I think death should let you know when it's coming. Death should send you a little postcard like the gas man. Dear sir / madam, death will be coming round to your house Thursday afternoon, 3:30. Then you could be out.
Ladies, the sex apocalypse is about to begin. Theophilus, the Wild Beast. Ladies, do you feel good this evening? Hey, my name is Theophilus P. Wild Beast. You know, I'm so very sexy. When I make love, the earth doesn't just move, it gets above his ass and does the boogaloo, y'all. That's how sexy I am. Tonight I'm wearing studded leather underpants with the studs on the inside. 'Cause I don't feel no pain. You know, I've written a book of erotic love poems. The book is so goddamn sexy. When it comes out next month, the pages are already stuck together. Hey, I believe in the women's movement. I hate it when they just lie there. Don't do nothing. And I respect ladies too. I never love and leave a lady the next morning. I'm gone by midnight. Hey, but you know something? I'm looking for a new woman. The kind of woman who could scramble an egg with her tongue. The kind of woman who do anything to please me. The kind of woman whose sister would do anything to please me. I'm looking for the kind of woman who'll be a wife in the kitchen, a lady in the dining room, a hooker in the bedroom, and not too long in the bathroom. I wanna know, is she in the house tonight? Is it you? No. Are you the one? She going. I'm sorry, ladies upstairs, my love won't reach that far. Hey girl, just follow my cod piece with your eyes. How'd you feel about coming up on stage with me and going crazy? The most outrageous time of your life. Come on, girl, give her a big round of applause, y'all. Come here, girl. Just come with me, girl. Don't worry, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay, just fine. Just come. Everything is gonna be fine. Come into my bedroom, girl. Just take a seat right here. I like it when a girl dresses up to come out. It's nice. So, where you from, girl?
Earl's Court. No, I'm not.
Earl's Court? You sure you ain't got no Jamaican in you? Would you like some? It's a joke, goddammit. I'm sorry, baby. These people are sick. So, did you come with anyone?
Yes.
Will you be coming with me tonight? Hit it. What's your name, girl?
Claire.
Claire. Claire, tonight is your night. I'm gonna let you have my body. All of it. Even the long, wobbly, floppy, dangly bits. Girl, I'm gonna take you to the peak of sexual ecstasy. Now we're standing here alone together. I know you're burning with desire for me. I smell your perfume, smell my leather. I'm gonna drown you with sweet ecstasy. Claire, stay in my arms and I protect you. Get nice and close. Let's do it right here. And when it's all over, I still protect you. I'm a man who's so very sincere. Let's get busy, Claire. And before the night is through, just keep your eyes on the card, girl. I'm gonna show you what my body can do. These nipples are yours tonight, Claire. Before the night is through, I'm gonna show you just what my body can do. You see, Claire? Let me show you something, girl. Come here. This is my ship of discovery. Come here, girl. I'm gonna take you on a voyage of love. I'm the captain. I got a first mate, a second mate. And if you're feeling up to a girl, I got a whole pack of mates under the pillow. Speaking of pillows, this one's mine. This one's yours, Claire. Now come with me. Let's just sit on the edge of the bed and rip off all our clothes, Claire. Where we're going, we don't need no clothes. All we need is what we came into the world with. In my case, 10 times bigger, Claire. I think you know what I'm talking about. Just lie back and think of Earl's Court. Your heart is beating just like rolling thunder. I'm gonna rock you right down to the floor. Ooh, you may have seen seven wonders. I'll show you one you've never seen before, Claire. I won't make you cry. I'll hit your bullseye. And when I'm done, you won't ask for more. So how was it, Claire?
Fresh?
You mean you want more? What? You mean, look, well, I'm sorry, that's all I do, girl. I just roll around on the bed and have a good time on my own, and then it's over. If you want any more than that, I think you're not quite the girl I thought you were. I think you should leave the stage. Give her a big round of applause, y'all. Claire! Wait a second, y'all. Let me just... There you go. Claire, y'all. Sometimes sex isn't everything. Sometimes sex isn't anything. Tonight, sex was a real small thing. So, I'm gonna go into a small, quiet room and get a grip on myself. I think the fellas know what I'm trying to say. My name is Theophilus P. Wild, the Beast. I love you all. Good night, y'all.
Well, that's the end of the film. You know, many people come to me and they say, Steve, hello, my friend. No, they don't. But they do come to me and they say, Steve, surely beneath every funky white comedian, there's an even funkier black comedian struggling to get out. Oh no, my secret is revealed. Wild and crazy. This, my friends, cut it, cut it.